А зачем я записывал? Окей.
All hail the 12. Are you the fairy scholar?
By Fabian's crown and Farendel's fingerweb, a fairy, in flesh and blood. Let me have a look at you, glistening maiden. What portal have you come through? Which world do you belong to? No, don't tell me. Tall and without wings, not a Ladifari. And no creek or tree on you, so neither a nymph nor a dryad.
I am Nuri Dari Nelavanda. Can you help me so that I can use magic again, without any pain and loss?
An inquisitive fairy. Wait, I have to focus my mind.
I want to stay in this world and wander free like the raven and live through adventures with Geron. Can you help me?
Only 3 times am I allowed to err.
Master fairy scholar?
Oh, another... Oh, a human.
My name is Geron. We've come to seek your counsel. You are the fairy scholar, right?
Giacomo Nauta, Sage of the Spheres, Temporal Analyst, and Fairy Scholar. That hits the nail on the head, I should say. But just one moment, young man.
Sure.
Please do not touch those fairy crystals, Nuridara Nelavanda. Interference, you know. Where were we, my boy?
Fairy crystals?
Nuri can't use magic in this world.
Don't touch under any circumstances.
Whoops!
И?
Save yourselves!
Дебилка. Ну что, давай убегаем. Или мне надо вспоминать, куда теперь убегать? Не нравится мне этот смех.
Nuri!
Anrianvella muren emat hesteliananati. Gerionero Anrianvella.
What did she
Сказал, мне
say?
не нравится смех.
Out of reach.
Как не достать? Руку
How
протяни.
could that happen? What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat? How could that happen?
Это не пропустить.
Do you...
Спасибо.
All right, Sage of the Spheres and Temporal Analyst, and then you'll tell me what I need to know. The boulder is much too heavy. Do you remember the way to the lake?
Gerionero Anrianvella.
Good. Don't attempt to go back there. Well, I can't reach it. Are the items in there valuable? I'm sorry. You have to know that I bring bad luck. How am I supposed to... How am I My arm is too... The boulder is much too heavy. This time it wasn't my fault. I'm not randomly cutting things up here. We have to save Nuri.
Что это за линия такая? What the fuck?
The explorer is right. We'd better stay away from these stones.
Garum, se le avi uribelle amatesta. Uh-oh.
What?
How many paces might that be? No, I won't risk the leap under any circumstances. No visible... There's nothing missing here. There's nothing... Did those crystals give Nuri new magic powers? Be that as it may, she mustn't touch those stones again. Undamaged. How many paces? No. No visible damage. I don't need magic. The arm of the fairy knight statue.
Ну вот, ей дотянемся.
Too short.
Твою мать.
Why should I try? I hope this wasn't a patron saint of the fairies. The boulder is much... I hope this was...
Что мне делать? С ним не могу поговорить.
What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat?
No. Пропасть.
Are the items in there? I'm sorry, you have...
Ну.
That won't break so easily. My arm... Are the items... I'm sorry, you have... Nuri! Damn. She's gone even more crazy. Stabbing, cutting, or scratching? Well... Not this... It doesn't matter if it's in... The artifact is missing more than just an arm. Your stick is broken.
Пиксель-хантинг, мать твою.
The other half is lodged beneath this statue. The other half... The boulder is much... I hope this wasn't a patron... The stick fits perfectly into the hole left by the sword handle. If the stick wasn't broken, I could reach the backpack with it. The stick fits if the stick... I hope this was... Damn, this is high. No time to... The boulder is much... Gwynling would not have... I'll only burn myself. Water doesn't help. At least it's a... This time it wasn't my fault. My arm is too... Are the items in there valuable? Yeah.
Линейку вижу, вторую часть, но не знаю, как понять.
That's no help. No time. The stick. If the stick. Well, why build a? Of course, this doesn't. That's not. How could that? What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat? Water doesn't help. Here, take a mouthful.
Oh, black fortunes. The fairy artifact. Millennia. Gone in a blink of an eye.
То, как спасти
We
Нури.
have to save Nuri. She's been cut off from us, and she seems to be in shock.
Am I surprised? She just had to touch the crystals. Your fairy has to find another way out.
But the orcs are on that side, and they've surely been following us. Nuri mustn't fall into their hands.
I can draw a safe passage back for her, but I'd need the notebook from my backpack.
Very well. The notebook it shall be.
My notes! I need them to draw...
Сука! Ты мне ничего полезного не дал, понимаешь? На этом нарисуй.
The boulder is... This time... Nuri's... Water... I'm not sure...
My note! I need...
All right, Sage of the Sphere, and then...
Я пытаюсь что-нибудь еще увидеть, но... Что я вижу эту плетеную корзину.
Out of reach. Nuri! Damn. She's gone... She's... Out of... Do you remember the way...
Get it?
Good. I don't need any... I better keep it. I don't think she'll... I've decided not, and I'm not changing my mind about it. Why must everything always be out of reach? That's still intact. Huh? I don't think she'll be interested, right?
Непонятки, непонятки.
The boulder is much too heavy.
Камень слишком.
What did those crystals do to Nuri? The explore... We'd better...
Garon.
Did those crystals give... Be that as... I'd rather...
Ну, рюкзак я вижу. Спасибо, игра. Окей, давайте подсказки. Я не знаю. Ну, не знаю, что делать. Не знаю, не хочу. Я ничего не вижу, по сути.
I hope this wasn't a patron saint of the fairies.
Дебил, боже, а.
This time it wasn't my fault. It's impossible. I'd rather... I don't think... Not this...
Я не знаю уже. То есть, по сути, с этой рукой можно было... Как ее, как это... Кронштейн? Нет. Как называется?
I hope this wasn't... The boulder is...
Что же делать, мать твою? Нет, я не знаю. Я уже все перепробовал. Соедините там. Что-то еще есть осталось. Это корзина. Но до нее не добираюсь.
Too short. Too short. Not a very bright. What for? Out of... I shouldn't... Out of reach. We'd better stay away from these stones. The boulder is the boulder. What for?
Нет. Она уже не включилась, да? Что значит синий? Что синий означает, мать твою? Серый. Спасибо.
How many? No. I might still.
Ну, как бы я-то понимаю, что тут еще есть действие. Это я-то понимаю. Но вот что, сука, мне делать? Знаете, иногда подсказки делают. Пизда сраная. Очень нужно прям. Помогу ее прийти очень сильно. С ним не поговоришь. На линейку.
Your stick is broken.
Сука, я тебе буду. Так чё ты кашляешь, мать твою?
Couldn't you draw the directions for her?
My notes. I need my notes.
All right. Damn, this is hard. He has lost it. Now is... I hope this wasn't a patron saint. All right, sage of the sphere. And then you'll tell me what...
Я не знаю. Мать твою. Что за бред? Что за бред? Ну, картину я не могу взять. Я не могу взять. Может, я что-то не замечаю. Рюкзак, пропасть.
That doesn't... I've had bet... The boulder is... This time it wasn't my... This time... Why on earth should...
Я не знаю, что делать. Это бред. Давай, прохождение. Мать твою. Май гад, это даже не на середине игры. Просто умность. С помощью линейки. Линейки. Не сука руки, которая может выдержать. Линейки. Линейки. Я не понимаю.
Of course not. I can't think of anything here.
Пиздец. Может, я не дочитал, конечно. Давай еще раз. Воды и выясните, что делать дальше. Что тут нарисовано? Найдите вторую часть линейки. С помощью первой отодвиньте камень, дабы достать ее. Почините линейку с помощью умения Нури, совместите ее с рукой стороны. Примените приспособление на сумку и достаньте ее. Нужно отдать его дальше. Нури уйдет, даже. Баг, что ли, ёпта? Найдите вторую часть линейки. Нашел. И с помощью первой части, наверное, отодвиньте камень, дабы достать ее. Почините линейку с помощью. Но я не могу достать. Посмотрите, у меня даже само вот эта линейка. Я не могу на нее навестись даже. Идеалистично. Автосохранение. Надеюсь, автосохранение было после. Давайте автосохранение, мать твою. Не умеет и не делать сохранение. Ну окей, загрузка. Фу.
Your stick is broken.
На.
The other half is lodged beneath this statue. The other half is The other half is The stick fits perfectly if this
Баг, ё-моё, да вы чё нахуй там, блядь, ебанулись что ли уже? Как можно баг в такой игре?
The other half is Before I could scrape it out from underneath, I prefer Finally, I don't... That's not a... I need to focus. Not la... Your stick is broken. The other half is lodged beneath this statue. The other half... The statue fell on the stick and cut it in half. The other half... The stick fits if this... The other half is... The stick fits if... The statue...
Окей. Баг. В квесте, ёптать. Я не знаю. Должна от браузер. Понятно. Ты не будешь переходить, да? Тупорылый браузер. Ты тупорылый браузер. Так. Давайте вот это почитаем. Вдруг. Я... Нет, здесь аж полно.
Fingerweb, a fairy.
How could that happen? What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat? How could that happen? What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat? Here.
Это я понял.
Nuri! Could you... Hand is only grabbing thin air. The arm of the fairy knight statue. The other half is lodged beneath this statue. The stick fits perfectly into the hole left by the sword handle. If the stick wasn't broken, I could reach the backpack with it. The artifact is missing more. Nuri! Could you please?
То есть, подожди. Я ее как бы беру, но в то же время не беру. То есть...
The stick fits perfectly into the... If the stick was...
Видите, да, она теперь две части. А знаете, почему я думал, что я не вытащу это говно? Потому что вон она, видите, да? Видите ее?
It's still intact. Well...
Чтоб ты сдох.
Nuri, could you please?
Бак.
Well, good. Thanks.
Atialne lune du leval. Is mantrairelli. Is lera mantrairelli.
Что, мать твою, это такое? Почему текстурка не убирается?
I'd feel better if the life's work of the explorer, and that's the kind of disaster I don't want on my conscience.
Ты так много говна.
The stick fits perfectly into the hole.
Ты уже говорил. Нихеровая линейка выдержит такую руку. На. А я еще не дал ему попить.
Here, take a mouthful.
Oh,
We have... She's been... And she seemed...
am I surprised? You're fair.
But... Nuri...
I can draw.
Very well. I'll leave it closed. I don't want to have to deal with those things.
Here. This is for your fairy. The way out of the mountain. She must run to the mill that's marked here. That's where we'll meet again.
На, ёпта. Козлина, тварь. Что за бред?
It's flying away.
Fairy interference. I'm afraid everything in here will crumble apart very soon.
I'm not leaving Nuri behind.
Of course not. I'll make new directions. But you will have to get them to her another way.
Hold on, Nuri.
Here's another sheet.
Ну еще в корзину только.
Follow the directions to the mill. You can't...
Фак, я случайно.
Come, my boy. It's time to leave. So the seer wants to get hold of Nuri Darin Elavanda. Satinav. History has a way of repeating itself.
What do you mean by that?
Once before, the seer abused fairies by making them play the harp for him, until they lost their magic and fell victim to the darkness.
Nuri called them sad fairies. The seer sent them to follow our tracks.
Possible. Quite possible.
Судьба Нури.
Why Nuri? There must be other fairies somewhere.
A good question. What do you know about Nuri and her homeworld?
Nuri never told me anything about her background.
Perhaps she was scared.
Of her home.
Or her past. The magic of the fairies can turn whole worlds upside down.
You mean Nuri's world might have changed since she's been here?
Well, that's why she came here in the first place.
А магия?
Nuri can't use magic, or she'll either die or lose her soul.
I see.
We hoped you could help us.
I'm afraid I'd have to know more about the world she came from.
Прошлое.
Do you know where Nuri comes from?
I was never able to explore the world behind the stone oak forest portal before I sealed it. But I have a theory. Nuri's home world might be the fairyland Nerutvana.
Nerutvana.
A colourful place. A land of bliss.
That doesn't sound too bad, does it? I wonder why she refuses to go back there.
Satinav.
Satinav. Satinav. The Raven mentioned the name once. Can you tell me more about Satinav?
You mean the steersman of the barge of time? The irresistible? Satinav was a mighty demigod who descended to the underworld to conquer the barge of time. But the gods punished him for his sacrilege. Now he's chained to the helm of the barge for all eternity and watches the stream of time. He and he alone can see the past and the future, but not even he can change either of them.
Is that why we see the damage the ravages of Satinav cause everywhere?
Yes, yet the damage they cause is not the same in every world.
А изменить будущее?
Is there really no way to change the future?
Future? Past? What do those words mean? Tomorrow becomes yesterday quite fast, doesn't it?
The seer has seen the future. Mine too.
Don't believe what every blind man claims to have seen.
А твоя роль?
You fought alongside the king's heroes?
Hezinda forbid. I'd make a knight of miserable stature. When the young king asked me for help, the seer had long been in captivity, but I sealed the ferry gate in the stone oak forest.
So that was you?
For all time, the hardest decision in my whole life. But other fairies might have reached Andagast to play the harp.
How come you didn't find Nuri at the ferry gate back then?
There were rumors in those times that the heroes had saved a fairy from the seer's clutches, but nobody felt it necessary to introduce her to me before they let her go.
Волшебная арфа.
Do you know more about the magic harp?
It can only be played by the hands of a fairy. A human, even the seer, would perish in the attempt. That's because it was built by fairies.
What for?
It must harbor great power. Power that suits the seer well. Unfortunately, its whereabouts are unknown. We could examine it further otherwise. The Academy of Magicians never broke their silence about it to me. I can't blame them.
But why is it in our world and not with the fairies?
That's one thing that must be discovered. There must be records of Andagast in the Academy.
Пророк.
Did you know the seer?
No. But people told many stories about him. Rumors, you know?
What rumors?
That he had been born blind, yet touched by Satinav. Or cursed. He saw the future of others, but it was always death, mischief and bad luck. Never any good or favorable things. Others claimed he was a warlock, driven by the desire to make his prophecies come true.
The seer once prophesied misfortune for me too. Is he trying to make that true also?
I am sure he has other goals. His own goals.
I don't know how long I'll be able to protect Nuri.
The burden you are carrying doesn't belong on your shoulders alone, Geron.
What do you mean?
Considering what he plans to do to Nuri, I will do everything in my power to help you.
Ну идем.
My head is buzzing. If Nuri falls into the hands of the seer, she'll be doomed.
He'll force her to unleash dark fairy magic on Andagast.
But to what end?
He is a seer. It has to be related to the future. After all the things he did in the past, we have to expect the worst. Your mentor only saw one way to prevent it all from happening.
I cannot kill Nuri, not even if our world would be saved from doom by doing it.
Geron, I'll never allow even one hair on Nuri Daranelavander's head to be touched.
I am prepared to do whatever it takes.
So why don't we take her back to her world?
Нори не хочет
Nuri
возвращаться.
doesn't want to go back to her world.
But that's the only way. No matter what she fears, you'll have to take her back there. Otherwise, she'll die.
Другие
Are
миры.
there any other fairy gates? Ones that aren't as far away?
Those gates lead to different worlds in which Nuri would have to die. We cannot take that risk.
Врата феи в
But
Андергасте.
haven't you sealed the gate to Nuri's world forever?
And it can never be reopened again. That's right, but there might be a second portal to Narutvana. It is said to be located in the swamps of Lament, deep in the no-man's land of the Brinask marshes.
На болоте.
Where exactly can I find this fairy gate?
There's a colleague of mine staying in Enqui. Meander Goswin. He has in his possession the crystal of Narutvana. It's a magic prism that points the way to the fairy gate. And it opens the gate as well. Or so I hope. In the meantime, I'll go to Andergast to research the whereabouts of the magic harp in the academy there. And who knows? Perhaps we'll find a way of rendering the harp harmless.
So it shall be.
Here, take these notes for your voyage. You will find Goswin's address, and all my knowledge concerning the fairy gate and the realm behind it.
I'm ready. Enqui, Meander Goswin, fairy prisms, swamps of lament, and soon Nuri will be home.
Wait, wait. They say a mighty, very dangerous creature guards the fairy gate.
What kind of a creature, pray tell?
Its eye is said to petrify all living beings, just like a basilisk.
I was expecting as much. There's always a catch.
Создание. Пройти исследование в
Why
Энкви.
don't you go to Enqui, and I'll research the harp in Undergast?
The magicians weren't exactly my friends back then, but do you honestly believe they'd let someone like you into the academy?
All right, forget it.
Ладно, создание.
How can I get past the guardian of the gate?
No one has ever returned to give an answer to that question. Cheer up. Your namesake, Singeron, once fought against the Basilisk King.
He was the mightiest hero of all time, and he possessed the divine sword Seven Stroke.
There's a hero inside everyone. Now
Ну,
our
не
ways
мне.
must part, Geron. Protect Nuri's life for all it's worth. Take her back home where she can be happy.
You have my thanks for everything. Wish me luck.
You'll find your way. We'll meet again in Andergast.
Мне нельзя в Андергаст.